So I'm getting closer and closer to the gold best buddy medal. I just hit my 66th best buddy the other day, and that puts me at about 2/3 of the way done, and I'm starting to get concerned that once I finish this milestone, I'm gonna run out of things to do in Pokemon Go. Now I know I've said this several times before on my YouTube channel, but the best buddy grind is really the only thing that's keeping me actively engaged in the game. And to be honest with you, I'm really concerned that once I'm done with this grind, there won't be anything else for me to do, and I'm just going to be completely bored. I've already seen this with so many other players who are not doing this grind. They are just completely bored with the game. It's gotten completely stale for them, and for a lot of people, the only real thing that's keeping them actively engaged is PvP. Now, I've tried desperately to get into PvP, considering that it's really the only form of endgame content that's currently available right now, but I just can't get myself into it. I'll talk more about that later, but for now, let me just say that PvP is just not an enjoyable system, and there's a lot of big problems with it that I think is not getting addressed. But yeah, I'm really concerned about where Pokemon Go currently is, and I'm really concerned about my own form of gameplay when it comes to the end of this best buddy grind. But I'm going to be talking about all of that in today's video, and I'm really hoping that I can get this discussion going so that there could be some positive changes to the game, and it desperately needs it. But in any case, let's roll the intro and get right into it. How's it going, everyone? It's me, it's Count here with a brand new Pokemon Go video. Today I'm going to be talking about what I plan to do after the best buddy grind, or at least let me share my concerns regarding what I may or may not do. I'm honestly just in a bit of a rut. I don't know exactly what it is about Pokemon Go as it currently is that would excite players, considering that I do not PvP and it's been a while since I've really focused on raiding. So I feel like there really isn't much for me to do in Pokemon Go, and it's just really unfortunate. As of right now, what's been keeping me busy is the best buddy grind. I've been really pushing for that gold best buddy medal, and I know this is one that a lot of players have been ignoring, but for me, this has been my endgame content. What's been keeping me playing the game is grinding out as many best buddies as possible. And of course, anyone that has grinded any of their Pokemon to best buddies would know that this is one of the hardest gold medals that you could get in the game right now, mainly because the grind is excruciating and it's extremely time consuming. And of course, this is why I've been so active in Pokemon Go. I've been focusing mainly on getting best buddies, and that's been driving me to continuously play the game. But now that I am about 2/3 of the way there, and I'm going to be reaching the end point really soon here, I'm starting to get concerned that there's nothing much else for me to do with Pokemon Go. And for anyone who's not doing this grind, I've been wondering what exactly they've been doing to keep themselves busy with Pokemon Go, because essentially the game has been stale for quite some time now. There really hasn't been much for the average player to enjoy when it comes to Pokemon Go. I mean, there hasn't been much to generate a lot of excitement. There hasn't been much that has gotten players really involved, and I really think this is a big concern that NIantic needs to address. Now, I know that PvP is the endgame content for a lot of players, and a lot of players are actively engaging in the Go Battle League. A lot of players are grinding out for rank 10, and a lot of players are dedicating a lot of their resources into their PvP Pokemon. But for me, myself personally, I've been having a lot of difficulty getting engaged with the Go Battle League, and there's one specific reason for that, and it's because there really isn't any reason to do PvP aside from a couple of rewards. There isn't like a world championship that you could grind towards or some sort of end goal. Like when it comes to PvP rankings, they get reset with every single season. So once you hit rank 10, there really is no reason for you to go back to rank 10. It's just a continuous grind that I feel like is completely pointless and completely meaningless. And that is what's really prevented me from actively engaging in PvP. Sure, it is a good time killer, and there's definitely moments where I've definitely gotten a lot of satisfaction distraction from PvP, and of course PvP is a really good source for rare candies and Stardust as well, and I will recognize that. But aside from just grinding out to rank 7 in order to get the elite charge TM, I haven't really felt that drive to actually try for PvP. If there was a world competition at the end of every season, then yes, maybe I would be a little bit more interested, considering that grinding out to rank 10 would actually have some sort of meaning. But at this point, it really only comes down to a couple of bragging rights that you can have for a couple of weeks, and it really doesn't go further than that. So in general, I just haven't found myself enjoying PvP. There just hasn't been that big of an incentive to push for higher ranks, and it's just really unfortunate. And then of course when it comes to raiding, we've been seeing a lot of repeat bosses, a lot of old raid bosses come back, and these are bosses that I do not necessarily care about. Now I totally understand that for newer players who missed out on some of these raids, these are absolutely good raids to go with. But for me personally, I just haven't been excited about raiding in quite some time. Maybe things will change once Giratina Origin Form makes its return with its shiny form, but other than that, I really can't see myself actively engaging in raiding as much as I used to. And yes, I totally recognize that remote raiding has definitely breathed life into the raiding scene, but in general, I just feel like the sentiment around raiding is just not as strong as it used to be, and that's really concerning, considering that this is one of the big cruxes of active engagement that Niantic has relied on for so long. I'm genuinely concerned about the state of Pokemon Go. There just isn't much to do in this game. And for me, I am running out of things to do when it comes to Pokemon Go. There's only so many grinds that you could do. There's only so many Pokemon that you can max out. And I'm really starting to get concerned that I will not be playing this game a year from now if things don't change. Now, honestly, I probably will still be playing this game as long as it's alive and it's still kicking. But for me, I just can't shake off this feeling that Pokemon Go is starting to get really stale and it's going to start dying off. I'm really hoping that Niantic adds something fresh and innovative. I know this year has been a very interesting year with the whole pandemic, and it's definitely caused some development issues within Niantic, and you really can't blame them for that. But circumstances aside, I really think Niantic needs to think about these things and just bring in something that's going to be really cool and really special. Because when it comes to Community Day, when it comes to all of these core features that we've had for so long, it's starting to get very repetitive. It's starting to get really stale, and I'm really hoping that Niantic is fully aware of this, because the player experience has not been that positive as of late. There's a lot of things that Niantic could do with Pokemon Go, and there's a lot of things that they could build upon as well. I just really hope that Niantic sees that potential when it comes to this game, because there's a lot of different features in Pokemon Go that is currently being underserved, and it's very obvious to the average player. Like for example, with the Best Buddy grind, aside from the gold medal, there really is no incentive for anyone to actually go for this grind. But if Niantic were to add some additional incentives to grinding out Best Buddies with your Pokemon, I think that would be a really cool thing. Now there are a few things that I could look forward to after my Best Buddy grind. I could go out and look for more Shundos. Of course, that's always going to keep me actively playing this game, because the possibility of finding a Shundo has been really exciting to me. Shundo hunting has kind of revitalized Community Days for me. I mean, for a while now, Community Days have been something I've been starting to ignore, but when it came to finding Shundos, I've been actively engaging in Community Days even harder than before. I'm looking for active 100% IV callouts. I'm very active with my Discords, trying to see if people are able to locate 100% IV Pokemon, and then I go out to those Pokemon and hope it's a Shundo. And that's been what's been keeping me actively engaged when it comes to Community Day. And I know a lot of players are not actively focusing on that when it comes to Community Day. So these are the things that Niantic has to think about. What ways and what incentives can they implement to get players excited about their game again? Because as of right now, there really isn't much. And another thing I guess I can look forward to is the increased level cap that's eventually coming. I know a lot of rumblings and a lot of data mined info has pointed towards that, but even then, I'm just concerned that once I hit level 50 or whatever the new level cap is, I'm gonna run out of stuff to do again. So hopefully Niantic is fully aware and they have some sort of roadmap in mind. I just really hope that they do something drastic, because the game as it currently isn't offering too much to the average player. And I think that's a big concern, considering that there's just a lot of players who really want something nice out of Pokemon Go, but it's been a while since they've gotten it. So yeah, these are just my thoughts regarding the current state of Pokemon Go. I know I feel like I've made so many videos on this topic as of late, but I really think this is important that we continuously talk about this, considering that we do not know where Pokemon Go is going to be a year from now. Niantic may not course correct and the game might start dying off, and it would be really unfortunate considering that so many of us has dedicated so much time and so much energy into this game that it would be really depressing if it just were to crash and burn. But I really don't think that's on the horizon. I really think Niantic has the full capabilities of making this game exciting once again. And of course, like I said, this year's circumstances have been really different from every other year, and I do feel like Niantic did a good enough job given the circumstances that they were given, even though a lot of players were having a lot of negative experiences this year. But in any case, yeah, that's going to be it for this video. Leave your thoughts down below. What are some of the things that you are doing with Pokemon Go that's kept you engaged? I would love to know. But yeah, that's going to be it. I really hope you enjoyed it. I am Count Jinsula. Be safe, have fun, and I'll catch you all later.